Hi, my name is Jim and I was retired. I've been on Plan N for 2 years now, and I always get these questions. Do you always pay $20 for an office visit? What about physical therapy? How about urgent care? And will I really experience less rate increases under Plan N versus Plan G? Well, in this week's video, I plan on clearing up some questions about Plan N. Stay tuned. It's a beautiful day out here in South Jersey, so I thought I'd take the little camera out and record a short video about Plan N, since right now that looks like my most popular video. So I'm going to start with the most common question that I see. Do you always pay $20 every office visit? Well, the quick answer is no. Keep in mind that all Medigap policies for Part B start with the Part B deductible of $240, unless you're on Plan F, and most of us now joining Medicare no longer have that option. So everybody's going to be paying a $240 deductible first. So that first office visit, you're likely to pay substantially more than $20. But after the deductible, the copay or co-insurance for doctor's visits kicks in. Hey, before I go any further, I'm going to ask you to please like and subscribe to this channel. The more subscriptions it gets and the more likes it gets, the higher it will be in YouTube's search algorithm. Thanks. So the National Association of Benefits and Insurance Professionals, a trade group of brokers in this business, and again, I'm not a broker, I'm a customer. I've been out on this plan for 2 years now, but my internet research came across this. The National Association of Benefits and Insurance Professionals put together this chart that helps explain which office visits are covered under the copay, as well as which ER codes are applied to that ER copay of up to $50. And you can see it's only these codes that are related to a doctor visiting you, diagnosing you, or attending to you. So those specific codes for doctors' visits are covered under the up to $20. And the ER is only certain codes for the ER. And I should note on the ER copay, if you're admitted to the hospital, the copay is waived. Now, if you have an office visit where several things happen, including lab tests and x-rays maybe, or EKG, keep in mind that only the doctor's visit will be subject to the $20 copay. The other functions that are done, billed under other codes, will all be covered under the Medigap co-insurance. Your plan should pick up the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover for those required services under Medicare. By the way, I'll put a link to both this handout and the next one down in the notes below. But the handout also notices that this is a co-insurance capped by up to $20. So that if your office code for your office visit to a doctor is less, say, and the co-insurance comes up to only $16, well then the copay that you will pay is $16, not $20. Now the next common question that I've seen is physical therapy. My doctor just prescribed 6 sessions of PT. So as I'm considering Plan G versus Plan N, I'm a little scared. Will I have to pay $20 for all of those physical therapy sessions? The answer is no. The codes only apply to doctor's visits. OT and PT are covered under different codes, and therefore there is no copay for those codes. Your Medigap policy is going to cover the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. The other common question I see about Plan N is, what about urgent care? There's an up to $20 for an office visit and up to $50 for an ER, but what about all these urgent care locations that are popping up? What do you pay for those? Well, up until this past year, you didn't pay a copay on urgent care. CMS has just allowed in this last year that those urgent cares can use some of the office codes that doctors' offices use. So depending upon your insurance and your state and your urgent care, you may be seeing up to $20 copay for an urgent care visit. But that's still less than the up to $50 for an ER, and you generally get faster service in an urgent care versus an ER in most cases, right? And then finally, the other question I hear is, will my premiums really grow slower than Plan G? I know they start out less, but will that always be the case? And again, one of the reasons I went with Plan N is the expectation that a less risky pool of Plan N users will have a better experience. That loss experience should lead to smaller premium increases. CSG Actuarial did this study in 2023 looking at the Medicare supplement loss ratios by plan back in April. And it pulled data from the state insurance, the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, to pull up this data. Now, state insurance commissioners are going to use this kind of experience, this loss ratio experience, as they weigh on premium increases. So in 2023, CSG's review of the data from the NAIC shows that the average loss ratio, and that is the percent of every premium dollar that gets paid out as claims, reached an all-time high of 83.8%. The actuarial firm also looked at the loss ratios by plan. And that tall bar over there is Plan G with a loss ratio approaching 89%. And the third from the right bar here is Plan N, and it's closer to 84%. So that's about 5% difference in the loss ratio. So will that lead to less of a premium increase for Plan N compared to Plan G? Well, another actuarial firm, Telos, published this blog post in May summarizing 2024 Q1 rate actions. And again, I'm not a professional, I'm just a customer. One of the things I do is look this kind of stuff up on the internet. Telos found that the rate requests for Plan G in the light teal there for 2024 ranged from 8 to 12% on average across the nation. And as the note above states, that all companies that they surveyed have larger increases in 2024 than 2023. Now, my Plan N is from Mutual of Omaha, which is planning on raising its Plan G premiums by more than 10%. Now, in the next chart, they also looked at the average increases for Plan N that they've seen. Now, they noted that all companies except Cigna also plan larger increases for Plan N in 2024 compared to 2023. I should note Cigna is getting out of the Medicare supplement business. They're selling to HCA. So that might be one reason why they didn't request a higher increase. Now, I also noted that my Plan N for Mutual of Omaha sees an average increase of 9% compared to the 10% for Plan G. Now, I'm going to find out what I'll pay in December at my anniversary. But I'm going to bet that my rate increase will go up. I'm not sure what the rate hike is going to be, but since I have an age-based policy, it's going to go up every year based on my age. I also suspect, though, that Plan N will see a slightly smaller increase than Plan G. I will conclude with my standard warning. I am not a financial planner. I'm not a Medicare sales representative. I have no initials after my name. So take these as entertaining ideas from one DIY retiree to another. Always do your own due diligence and seek out a professional if you need one. Thanks. Bye.